Yes, with Neil Redfern, who has gone off to a winning start. I'm delighted with the result, of course. Neil, just give us your reaction to that first.
Yeah, it's a great result because it's perhaps come at a time when there's been a little bit of uncertainty at the club, and it just brings a feel-good factor back to the football club going into the international break. And I thought it was if I'm honest, I thought it was a deserved result. I thought we played really well first half. I thought we were hanging on a bit 20 minutes to go, which was a little bit disappointing because we played well enough to that point not to be hanging on. But that's football, and like I say, I think because we worked hard, I thought it got us over the line.
Would you call it a brave selection? A debut for Casper, and of course Lewis Cook starting his first league, and Alex straight in for the first time this season.
It's like anything else. I know about these kids anyway, so that's easy for me. That's the easy one. And I think these other boys, I think they need a chance. We don't know about them unless we put them in. And I thought Casper. We did a little bit of shape yesterday, and he looked really sharp and bright. And Antonucci looked sharp up front. I thought
very good hold up play.
And he runs the channels. And what we had, was energy up front, and it didn't half make a difference. From what I've seen. And I thought they deserved to score, the pair of them. I thought Billy Sharp's worked great, and he got in front of goal a couple of times. He's an experienced campaigner and he knows his role. But now I was pleased for him.
But there was so much that happened off the ball that got the crowd going as well, didn't it? Actually closing down from Billy Sharp, a lot of the movement. There was so much to be proud of there, Neil, so far. And the one thing that Noel Whelan, who was watching it with us, he said it looked so joined up when it hasn't done so far this season. Right. But why do you think that happened? From front to back, he said it looked joined up today.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think they're decent players. I think they're a good set of players. I think the young players. Like I said, I'm all for them anyway, and I know what they're capable of. But I think the foreign boys as well that have come in, I think they're technically gifted, and they understand the game. And I think that sometimes you just got to give them that freedom and that little bit of belief to go and play, And I think they prove for themselves today that they can pass the ball. There's no two ways about it. And I think the more that they do it and the more results they get with it, the more they'll grow in confidence.
Lewis Cook, I just thought that particularly the first half was outstanding. How would you describe him?
Well, to me, I know I spoke to Eddie before, and Eddie said, you think it was a bit of a risk? There's no risk. He's a class act, and he's only going to get better. He's for a young guy, he's a really mature outlook. He's really level-headed. I said to the president right at the beginning of the season, he asked me about the kids, and I said, Lewis Cook, I said, playing in front of Ellen Road ain't going to faze him, mate. I said he'll grow in it, So, and he's played well today, and he's proved that. And Alex Morlett's come back and put in a performance. I thought Alex were good, and it's a young midfield, and it bodes well.
And Marco Silvestri milked his moment at the end there. He has pulled off some worldly saves, has he not? What a performance from him today.
It was like a magnet, wasn't it? He couldn't get out of the way of it. I think, like when we're sort of hanging on a little bit there at the end, and you're thinking, they just need that bit of luck sometimes, just to give them that bit of belief to go and kick on, And I think we rode his luck a little bit at times. I thought his goalkeeper were outstanding, and I thought the fact that they put the bodies in the way and blocked, and it just shows you, it gets you wins.
Neil, it's got to come, isn't it? It's a coaching role here. That's what they call it now. Would you fancy it?
Well, I think the thing is, when the president fetched me in and he asked me if I'd look after it for him, and I said I would, because there's a lot of good people at the club, and you like to think you're helping them as well. I've got a big job on at the academy, if I'm honest, because it's just getting to the point now where it's starting to produce and big style, and I'm really enthusiastic about what's underneath as well. 15s, 14s, 13s, we've got some good players coming through. So I want to be part of it, yeah. But whatever the president thinks is the right thing for the club, then I'll go with him.
And do you think you probably will be in charge for the Birmingham game, or do you think it will be sorted out in terms of a new coach by then?
I couldn't tell you, mate. Yeah. I couldn't tell you. If I knew, I'd tell you.
It's all about the football. You've got that result, which is fantastic, and it's what you need going into the break, is it not?
I think so, and it just makes the club a happier club. I think we've been through, like you say, a bit of transition, and we've had a rocky week, perhaps, and now the football club's had a win, and everybody feels better going into the international break, and the kids have got in, and the signings have got a chance, and it looks a bit better.
You might have some new players as well.
Well,
do you know anything about those yet at all, Neil?
No, I mean he did mention about more players coming in, and I tell you the guy is he's really for it. He wants to do well. I think his heart's in it, and I think he understands the game. He understands how he wants to build. He's really mindful of talking to us about integrating the English players with the overseas players. I think we've done that today. If you look at the performance, and the young players have proved that they're capable of playing with them, and I think the overseas players have knitted in really well. So that's a good exercise, from that point of view. So I think it's positive, mate.
Well done, Neil. I'll see you at Birmingham in some capacity anyway. Neil Redfern, brilliant after winning 1-0 in his first game in caretaker charge this season.